what I'm saying? He got to just beat Crawford, show his IQ, show him why he's a two-time undisputed, world champion, and going there with confidence, you know what I'm saying? Canelo fought a lot much bigger guys, so I know the Crawford's power ain't gonna phase him. I know Crawford's size ain't gonna phase him either, you know what I'm saying? So, but for me, I think it's a 50-50 fight.
Edgar Berlanga just shocked the boxing world. He's boldly picking Terrence "Bud" Crawford to stop Canelo Alvarez. That's right, a fighter known for knocking people out is riding with the smaller man in what might be the biggest fight of this era. Why? Because skill talks louder than size, and Crawford's resume is as loud as it gets. We've got exclusive breakdowns from Berlanga, Terrence himself, Shannon, Briggs, and more, and they're all pointing in one direction. Crawford has what it takes to outbox, outthink, and even stop Canelo. If you're new here, welcome to Box iHub, your ringside seat to the boldest takes and deepest breakdowns in boxing. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, and drop your pick, Crawford or Canelo, in the comments below. Let's break it all down, quote by quote, revelations by revelations, starting now.
First of all, he got to go in there and he just got to fight him. You know what I'm saying? He got to go in there. I think Crawford just got to go in there.
Edgar Berlanga kicks it off with some stripped-down, powerful advice. Crawford just needs to go in there and fight. That's not about ego, it's about rhythm. Berlanga knows that when Bud is uninterrupted, fluid, and sharp, he becomes unbeatable. Crawford is the kind of fighter who doesn't need to overthink. His instincts are elite, and when he's locked in, he makes world champions look average. Berlanga's point isn't just strategic, it's spiritual. He's telling Bud to trust his nature, and that speaks volumes. When top-tier fighters say, "be yourself," to another fighter, it means they've seen greatness in that person's rawest form.
You know what I'm saying? He got to just beat Crawford, show his IQ, show him why he's a two-time undisputed, world champion, and going there with confidence, you know what I'm saying?
In his next statement, Berlanga elevates the tone. He says Crawford must show his IQ and remind the world why he's a two-time undisputed champ. This isn't just about athleticism, it's about genius. Crawford's ring IQ is arguably the highest in the sport today. He reads, adapts, adjusts, and dominates. Berlanga wants to see Bud weaponize that intelligence. Against a cerebral assassin like Canelo, only a smarter fighter wins. Canelo's timing, patience, and counterpunching will demand flawless execution, and Berlanga knows that Crawford's best shot isn't brawling, it's outthinking and outmaneuvering the bigger man.
There's a big weight difference, a big weight jump. That could be a difference in the fight, because obviously, it's like...
Berlanga then confronts the elephant in the room, the massive weight difference. Jumping up to fight Canelo is like a welterweight entering a lion's den. Berlanga compares it to himself fighting at heavyweight. And that visual alone highlights the absurdity of the physical challenge Crawford is taking on, but there's a reason this isn't stopping Bud. Fighters like him look at size as a puzzle, not a roadblock. Berlanga's tone is cautionary, but not dismissive. He's saying what everyone's thinking. If Crawford pulls this off, it's the stuff of legends.
Obviously, I'm a foot of power. I'm a foot of that size difference, compared to my other fights.
Continuing from the size issue, Berlanga clarifies further, the power difference is real and Bud will feel it. That's not a theory, it's physics. Canelo's punches carry weight that Crawford has never tasted before. Berlanga doesn't pretend that Bud will walk through those shots, but his tone remains respectful. It's like he's saying, yes, this is new territory, but if anyone can weather it, it's Crawford. He's not naive about the danger, he just believes that Crawford's conditioning, defense, and intelligence can absorb the risk. That kind of belief from another fighter holds weight.
So I just think that he got to go in there and just be himself. And I said if he loses, we'll just all know that, hey, he just jumped up 2 weight classes to be...
Now Berlanga shifts the lens. If Crawford loses, he still wins. That's a rare level of respect. Berlanga reminds us that jumping up 2 weight classes to fight the most dangerous name in boxing is not a loss, it's a legacy move. If Crawford fails, it won't be because he wasn't great. It'll be because he dared to be greater. Berlanga's tone is one of admiration. He sees Bud as someone chasing transcendence, not titles. That speaks to why so many fans and pros rally behind Bud even in the face of overwhelming odds.
He can't really, he's testing himself, testing himself a great fighter. So, and I don't doubt him, I don't got no doubt in my mind. He's a 2-time undisputed world champion for a reason. So,
Berlanga closes his cluster of insights with something powerful. Crawford is testing himself against greatness, not just a fighter, but a moment. There's a level of reverence here. Berlanga knows this fight isn't about belts or bragging rights. It's about Bud looking history in the eye and saying, "Let me in." He reminds us again that Crawford is a two-time undisputed world champion for a reason, and that reason is rooted in his relentless pursuit of perfection. This is not a paycheck fight, it's a defining chapter. And Berlanga, despite knowing all the odds, still doesn't doubt Bud for a second.
I don't think none's gonna phase him in that fight. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the power, maybe the size. You know what I'm saying? And Canelo, he's not knocking Canelo out. So, he just got to go in there just IQ.
Berlanga dives deeper into Crawford's mental state, claiming nothing phases Bud, not the crowd, not the stage, and not even Canelo. According to him, the only thing that might shake Bud is the sheer size and power difference, but he quickly adds that Crawford's IQ is more than enough to counter that. Berlanga isn't overhyping him. He's speaking as someone who understands what it takes to remain mentally composed in chaos. What's wild here is that Berlanga is saying Canelo might hit harder, but Bud thinks faster, and in a 12-round war, that advantage stacks up. Crawford's mental stability, paired with his adaptability, could make him immune to Canelo's pressure, both physically and psychologically. That's not common confidence, that's earned confidence.
Canelo fought a lot much bigger guys, so I know the Crawford's power ain't gonna phase him. I know Crawford's size ain't gonna phase him either, you know what I'm saying? So, but for me, I think it's a 50-50 fight.
This is where Berlanga takes a balanced approach. He gives Canelo his flowers, acknowledging the Mexican superstar's ring IQ, experience against bigger guys, and granite chin. Berlanga knows that just because someone's smaller doesn't mean they can be outsmarted, and the opposite applies too. He essentially says that Crawford's power and size won't scare Canelo. He's seen it all. But that doesn't mean Crawford is outmatched. In fact, Berlanga keeps pointing to Crawford's intelligence, highlighting that it's a chess match, and when it comes to tactics, timing, and traps, Bud has checkmate energy. Berlanga boils the fight down to this: it's not who's stronger, it's who's smarter on the night. And let's switch gears to Terrence Crawford's own words. In a now viral gym clip, Bud hypes himself up while training on a holiday, saying, "We workin' and gunning directly for Canelo with the date set September 13th. This isn't trash talk. This is declaration through action." On a day when most people relax, Crawford is in the gym, blowing up reps like fireworks. It's not just symbolic, it's a reminder that Bud lives this life, and he's never been more focused. The passion, the intensity, the timing of the video, it all points to a man who knows what's at stake and is ready to rise above the pressure, not buckle under it. You can feel the war drums in his voice.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a great fight. I got Crawford by stoppage, and I've known him since he was a little kid, 12 years.
Now enters Shannon Briggs, and the energy shifts again. Briggs isn't guessing, he's predicting a stoppage and saying he's known Crawford since he was a 12-year-old prodigy. That's a different level of belief. Briggs isn't saying Bud might win a close decision. He says he's going to box, trick, and stop Canelo. That's massive. He also adds that Canelo's shown signs of vulnerability in recent fights, getting outboxed by slick movers. Crawford, with his ability to switch styles, feint, and adjust, might be the ultimate kryptonite to Canelo's calculated pressure. Briggs paints a clear picture. Bud won't outmuscle Canelo, but he doesn't have to. He'll outthink and outmove him until Canelo's gears jam and the lights dim in the later rounds.
So to see him now fighting for a title in such a big fight, it's a great experience, great to see.
Shannon continues not just hyping the fight, but framing it as a historic turning point. Seeing a kid you watched grow become the man headlining a mega bout like this, it's emotional. Shannon isn't just supporting a fellow fighter, he's watching legacy unfold in real time. That kind of personal endorsement hits harder than most analysis. And when Shannon talks about the pride and emotional magnitude of Crawford's rise, It shows what this fight represents. It's not just about Bud versus Canelo, it's about self-made greatness, these established dominants. Crawford doesn't just want to win, he wants to leave an imprint that echoes through boxing history.
He gonna box him. He can fight both ways. He gonna trick him up. You know, one thing Canelo showed is that he could be outboxed. But I think this time in the late rounds, you know, I think Crawford gonna have some.
Shannon ends with a mic drop prediction. Crawford will confuse, outbox, and break Canelo late. He says it with conviction, not out of bias, but based on years of watching fighters up close. He notes that Canelo's biggest weakness is being outboxed, and Crawford is the most complete fighter in the sport to exploit that. The prediction isn't based on emotions, it's based on patterns and strategy. Shannon believes that by the later rounds, Bud will have Canelo figured out. He'll have taken some damage, but his game plan will tighten, his movements will sharpen, and the trap will be set. When that moment comes, Crawford will pounce, not with force, but with precision, and close the show. So there you have it, from Edgar Berlanga's unwavering faith to Shannon Briggs' shocking stoppage prediction. One theme cuts through all the sections. Crawford has the skills, the IQ, and the belief to beat Canelo Alvarez. Yes, the weight difference is real. Yes, Canelo has experience and strength, but Bud has something special. A gear we've seen him reach time and time again. This isn't just another fight, it's the chance for Crawford to carve his fate into boxing's Mount Rushmore. But what do you think? Is Bud truly built for this mountain, or will Canelo remind the world why he's the king of weight jumps and ring wars? Drop your thoughts below and subscribe to Box Eye Hub for more exclusive breakdowns, inside takes, and the realest fight talk on the planet. This is Box Eye Hub, and we don't pull punches.